We've got breaking news that should be up any minute. It's huge. And guys, get the video as soon as it goes live. Like Watson already had the video earlier today. We probably should have already gotten it. Call Watson, ask him. I forgot to tell you that. Of the drone video he's got. Ask him for that immediately so that we have that as soon as the article comes out in the next 10, 15 minutes. Just incredible information on the drone front. I'm just going to leave it at that. And I will get to a ton of news as well. Oh, it's up. It just went live. Okay, video. DHS-funded drone spies on private gun sale. I'm not kidding. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. Now live at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And just hit refresh because we don't have auto refresh on the site. We probably should put that in there, but people can complain. Maybe we should set auto refresh to every hour or something because people don't remember to hit refresh and they like have yesterday's news up there. Because, see, we have to use caching because our site gets so many visitors or the site would go down. But then it's a cache-heavy site. I don't want to get into internet stuff. I'm going to cover this when we come back from break. So this has now gone live at Infowars.com. In fact, guys, dial up Watson. Let's get him on Skype right now. Yeah, let's just call Watson. Get him in front of the Skype for the next segment, and then get that video grabbed as fast as you can. And you know what? This dovetails with the video. I never aired all of it last week. The one about the Pentagon mini drones, where the big mama drone flies over the mothership and then drops the drones on you. I'm going to cover this, and then I'm going to go to your phone calls, and I'll give the number out in the next segment. And then I want to ask listeners. We've got a total arms race by our so-called government that's been hijacked by foreign banks. You've got the media involved in collaboration selling total tyranny as if it's a loving thing like mommy making you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's time to say no to this, and it's time to admit how hardcore everything's gotten. And then we're also going to get to the Ted Nugent video. Ted Nugent called into the show yesterday, and I want to air the first 5 minutes of it. Jakari Jackson's going to cut the 20-minute interview or so down to like 5 minutes, some of the highlights. That was a pretty good interview with Ted Nugent, and he's getting harassed something fierce by the feds right now. So that's coming up as well. But, it really makes me mad, as I talked about with Congressman Ron Paul, who just joined us. It really, really angers me at a fundamental level that the system is trying to bankrupt poor people, to put them on welfare, to then start cutting the welfare later. It's bad enough to make somebody dependent, but then to make them dependent and then cut it off incrementally in just a slow anaconda or boa constrictor kill. I'm not taking this sitting down, is my point. And it's not that I'm a hero or a tough guy, but any mammal out there, if you corner it, it will fight back. And I'm still wired that way. And it's pathetic that people see that as so honorable. This happened everywhere I went this weekend. Everywhere I went this weekend, basically everyone knew who I was and was a listener. I mean, I drove, 30 miles outside Austin to a small town. It happened there. And I don't mind it, except that it's weird to never have, any privacy. And I'm not talking about that to go, oh, I'm famous. No, I mean, listen, I can go to Minnesota. I can go to Chicago. I can go to New York City. I can go to California. I can go to Honduras, and I've been to Honduras, and people stop me walking down the street. Large numbers of them. But now, I could go to England 7, 8 years ago and have like every 20, 30th person I walk by stop and be a listener. Now it's like, I don't know how this show's so big because the numbers aren't there. Sure, we show about 15 million people one way or another every week hear or see the show, but this is a lot bigger than that. I don't know what's going on. But we should be able to take the country back with this many people awake. Alex Jones here with a message that could revolutionize health in this country. Going back about 1.5 years ago, I began to learn about the incredible health effects of longevity products. Aaron Dykes lost 92 pounds. We're going to show you some before and afters. Aaron, break down what happened, your story.
I've worked really hard with diet and exercise to try to lose weight, but I just didn't get the results. It just didn't happen. Then I saw what you were doing with InfoWarsTeam.com. I wasn't even trying to lose weight, but I got it because I wanted to feel better energy. I wanted that nutrition. Didn't even understand how that could kickstart my own weight loss goals. But the products did that for me. I found myself suddenly losing weight, more energetic, wanting to exercise, wanting to eat the right foods.
And they don't even advertise it as weight loss. I want to challenge our radio listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com, sign up as a distributor, and get wholesale pricing discounts at InfoWarsTeam.com. We have breaking news right now. Video, DHS-funded drone spies on private gun sales. A company hired and paid to produce drones specifically to spy on the American people. This is breaking on Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, Infowars Nightly News, exclusive. Right now, this is big. You tie it into veterans by, it's got to be the tens of thousands. I ran into people this weekend who are vets, who have no background in mental illness, getting letters saying, prepare to turn your guns in. The NRA got a hold of the memo. The White House responded saying it is their memo from the Justice Department saying we need to register all the guns and then confiscate them basically all. It says all guns are bad. They should just all be taken. Incredible. And they say only 35 people actually died to mass shooting, which is true. They say it's 87, but they go on to say most of those were gangs killing each other. So it was only 35. And so they used that to say, let's just take them all. You've got that, the 2 billion rounds of ammo, the military training for domestic operations, the Army manuals for gun confiscation, the Army manuals for domestic FEMA camps. All official. Just type in Army manual FEMA camp. It's all official. Army Times, you name it. It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy what's going on. But if we can force a public debate about this, it's unconstitutional, it's illegal, we can reverse it and say, no, we don't want smart meters spying on all of our appliances and tracking us, as the CIA director had told Wired magazine they do. We told you that 10 years ago, but it's in your face because they're just getting you used to it. Yeah, we're watching your kids at home over the laptops the school gave them that you paid for with tax money. Well, that's 1984. No, it's no big deal. Again, Robert Gibbs has now gone public saying he was told to just say drones didn't even exist, even when they were admitted, the drone program. Because they're talking to an audience that is dumbed down. They're targeting the general public as if we're a bunch of idiots. So you've got this massive buildup against the people. And you've got the paper targets of gun owners and women and children and a lady in her bathrobe and a 5-year-old boy. And it says, no hesitation. These are your new targets. The company apologized, but said, hey, Homeland Security bought 2 million of these from us, $2 million worth. They asked for these. One of the biggest paper target makers in the country. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is outrageous what's going on. This is outrageous that the Marines and Army are training in mass programs of just mowing down thousands of people dressed as U.S. civilians. But it's okay because they use the code that they're zombies. So you have a giant buildup by our so-called government to kill us. Enough bullets to kill every American 6 times now. Over 2 billion rounds. The strike vehicles, the tanks, the helicopters, the drones. All of this. DHS video. DHS-funded drone spies on private gun sale. Incredible. Promotional material for Shadowhawk depicts firearms transaction as criminal activity. The promotional video for a surveillance drone now being purchased by law enforcement bodies across the country with the aid of DHS funding shows a UAV spying on a private gun sale. Now, again, everything, not just this. If it was just this, you know, it'd be worrisome, but it's hundreds of data points. It's all about, what does the Homeland Security Manual say? Gun owners, conservatives, libertarians, constitutionalists, in the fetters, Ron Paul supporters, anti-New World Order people, conspiracy theorists. But what's number one? Returning veterans. Returning. They even have, we broke this years ago, but it suddenly got in the news last week. The first class of FEMA Corps being graduated, paramilitary. I have the article, New Defense Clandestine Service blends civilian and military operations, that domestic security force with a base goon-level schmuck, tattletale, Chivano. I guess that's what Tony Montana, a rat, a spy. You want a Chivano on every corner? watching you, telling you what to eat, when to sleep, what to wear. You like squid? You a sheep? Bah, bah. I mean, come on, folks. Is this classical hardcore tyranny, the biggest, fattest, ugliest thing the world's ever seen, in our face, using military tactics of saying, I don't exist, I don't exist, I don't exist. Let me explain something to the globalist. You see 10 million guns a month being sold. You see the panic out there for a real reason. Sometimes the panic's a good thing. Get people out of their trance. America knows about the foreign takeover. What I'm talking about is now being picked up by every other major talk show host. You understand that? Not because I'm some great person. I was just someone aware of it before others who didn't care how I sounded and didn't care about how many radio stations I was on because I had to get the word out any way I could. I just mailed out 150,000 free bumper stickers. It even paid for the shipping. I'd mail out 10 million if I had the money. But I'm so busy covering news, I don't even plug money. Go to InfoWarsShop.com. Buy Pro Pure water filters. It already has the lowest price. Buy shirts, DVDs, films, books. Buy it all. I'm telling you, if I got $1 million donation right now, I'd spend 100% of it on mailing out, I don't know how many. It would cost $35,000 for the stickers and the shipping. About 32,000, 33,000, I forget. The point is, how many would $1 million worth of bumper stickers? And the average bumper sticker is seen by 20,000 people in 1 year in its lifetime. Average lifetime about a year, 12 months, some last longer. It'd be billions of views, billions. I mean, listen, this is real, folks. I'm willing to die for this information. But I intend to win the info war with God's help. You are living at the crossroads. This is an incredible time to be alive. Everything's happening right now, and it's just started. The fuse is lit, folks. All the stuff you see is just the fuse burning. The explosion politically is either going to go into total tyranny, and they're going to use that to totally take over, or we, like judo, use their energy against them and rip their arms politically out of their sockets. And I'm telling you, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. This is the big enchilada right here. This is it right now. Listen, you got to act now. You don't act later like, well, what do I do? Speak out, warn people, call and talk radio, go speak at city council. Hit your knees and say, God, I want to fight the corruption. I want to defend the innocent. God, tell me what to do. Believe me. Believe me. You know what God really likes? I'm telling you this from experience. God likes you just saying, hey, I'm not praying for anything except please have me do what you want. I'm weak. Take me over. That's the prayer right there. Take me over. I'm yours. I'm yours. I'm yours. Okay, that's the answer. Because this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the big one. Okay, everybody can feel it. Everybody can see it. It's all just going to get crazier from here on out. Listen to this promotional video for the surveillance drone now being purchased. You guys can start rolling it over me. The promotional video for surveillance drone now being purchased by law enforcement bodies across the country with the aid of DHS funding shows a UAV spying on a private gun sale. The promotional video for a surveillance drone now being purchased by law enforcement bodies across the country with the aid of DHS funding shows a UAV spying on a private gun sale, falsely depicting the scenario as a criminal activity. That's how they do it. It's a psych warfare. Notice Paul gets that. It is important to emphasize that private firearm sales without background checks are not illegal under current law in the United States, although gun control advocates are feverishly trying to change that with new legislation. The government claims that 40% of all gun sales are conducted without background checks. And it goes into the Shadow Hawk drone, and Homeland Security is paying for thousands of these to be delivered to counties all over the country. In fact, a bunch of these have been delivered to Texas. In fact, this training video is from Texas. And he got this out quickly. He did a great job. He breaks down how it's all part of a huge arms buildup. I'm going to have Paul add to this. Oh, look at that. It's Patriot types. Look, it's dressed like a good old boy. Look at that. He's dressed like a Texan right there. All the training manuals, all the training videos. When the Marines train, they train to kill their daddy. Look at this. Be advised, they are spying on the guy buying a handgun. This whole thing is for gun owners. And I'm going to have Paul add the civilian inmate labor camp program into that. I'm going to have him add all the military training to go after gun owners in that, and the fact that they say the gun owners are the big target. I mean, this is all pointed at you. A huge arms buildup against the American people. And they've got crosshairs on the folks that are buying the gun. So what's Homeland Security for? A gun confiscation civil war in America.
Rifle out of the
yeah, now he's showing him an AR-15.
Looks to have optics, flashlight added on.
Oh, this is so evil. Again, they're casting gun owners as criminals. I want to bring Paul Watson up. We're going to break here in just a moment. Paul Watson, I mean, you add all this together, all these data points. I mean, this is crazy. And now they're saying today, you wrote another article, they want to use these drones against us publicly, and they already are in places like North Dakota and in the Dorner case. Paul Watson.
Well, yeah, that was a lobbyist at a recent House committee hearing in Washington State. And he basically admits, this is Paul Applewhite, whose company was founded to provide unmanned systems and training to government and industry. So he's in bed with them. And he basically says, not only have they been doing targeted killings abroad, of course, we know, 5,000 people, most of them completely innocent, have been killed by armed drones. But they've been doing indiscriminate targeting of people abroad. So that's a new one. And then he advocates that police departments across the United States be given the power to use armed drones to conduct manhunts, like we saw with the Christopher Dorner thing.
Absolutely. It's total militarization, total Pentagon takeover. And who do they work for? The collaborators work for the foreign banks. And military, there's not going to be military soon. It's all going to be drones and robots. Here's the story right here. Activists launch campaign against autonomous weapons. Killer robots must be stopped. Stay there, Paul Watson. We'll come back to you.
Do you understand how dark it is? How far down the line we are? How late it is?
And again, ladies and gentlemen, if I rant and rave a bit, it's because if I saw people robbing and beating my neighbors, I'd get all upset and hop up and down like a wild dog. That's how you're supposed to act. I mean, you're supposed to get upset. You're supposed to. That's why CNN hadn't had me back, because that was breaking people out of their trance. A lot of people, probably 30%, were very uncomfortable by it. Oh my gosh, gun owners shouldn't be that upset and yell. That makes us look bad. And the media tried to spin it like that, but then backed off because, no, wait a minute. They are trying to take our guns. They are lying. Piers Morgan's not being reasonable. He doesn't care about kids. He's exploiting them. That's outrageous. You're going to start another revolution. People need to know the response they need to have. And it's the same thing with these drones. You're going to take our money and militarize everything when clearly you're preparing for war with the best people in this country, hardworking constitutionalist veterans and people like that. That's outrageous. Where are the congressional investigations? Where are the arrests? Where are the impeachments? And now, the main helicopter, that's what it is, a medium-sized helicopter drone, same one they crashed down, and Katie bought one and crashed it outside Houston. They're buying tons of these for local departments. And what are the training videos and the advertisement? Guys selling guns to each other. I mean, give me a break. You're going to stop criminals having guns. It's the idea of gun owners being criminal. The DHS targets all of it. Paul Watson, who broke this news at Infowars.com just 25 minutes ago, joins us. Paul, break down your take on this. And again, the calls in Congress by lobbyists and others. Again, they're just getting us used to it for the Skynet drones. Go ahead.
Well, this is a $500,000 drone. It's being funded by the Department of Homeland Security because they're paying for half of it when police departments buy it. So they're putting forward $250,000. It's a 50-pound mini helicopter. And according to the website of the makers, Vanguard Defense Industries, it can be fitted with tasers that can shoot barbs up to 100 feet. It can be fitted with 12-gauge shotguns and grenade launchers. So while it depicts the American citizens as engaging in criminal activity for selling firearms, they're preparing to put firearms on these drones, and they've got people lobbying for them to be used domestically to hunt down suspects, so then the police can become, Judge Dredd, judge, jury, and executioner inside the United States after they've already killed thousands and thousands of innocent people with armed drones abroad. But the comments are interesting, Alex, because, you know, every time we put an article out, it's like, fake, this is fake. People said it about the shooting targets of pregnant women and children. The company later had to apologize.
They said it about the 1.6 billion bullets. Just like Gibbs was told, say there's no drones. It's just, this is a psyop, yeah.
It's like confirmation bias in reverse, just anything to deny reality. And it's real. You can go on the Vanguard Industries website, and that's their official YouTube channel. You can go on that and watch this same video clip, which is where I got it from. And then there's another one who says that the long rifle depicted in the clip is an SBR short-barreled rifle, which requires Class 3 paperwork, meaning it is illegal, and therefore it's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, that's not true either. It's the short barrel stuff is on shotguns. Unbelievable loads of bull. It's the feds. It's sock puppets and feds crawling all over Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, and it's important to point them out and to go look up sock puppets. This is not a joke. The Department of Defense admits they have hundreds of thousands of private contractors, hundreds of thousands engaging in domestic propaganda against the American people. All of it illegal. Our government has taken over. It is illegitimate. Go ahead, Paul.
And it's all part of this slippery slope to approving, authorizing, justifying the use of armed drones against American citizens on U.S. soil. CNN, a couple of weeks ago, Erin Burnett, she was on there advocating armed drones be used against Christopher Dorner. And again, they'll use a test case like that, who, you know, a cop killer, to legitimize it. And then eventually, you know, it's spying on gun owners, as is depicted in this clip. And the whole thing behind it is it links criminal clandestine activity with gun sales. So, yeah, they may be portrayed as criminals in this clip, but they're selling guns and they're making that association. That's the whole point. Meanwhile, the DHS is buying 2 billion rounds of ammo. They're buying 7,000 fully automatic assault weapons and calling them personal defense weapons. And yet Americans are under suspicion for selling handguns privately. So we know where this is all going. It's preparation for mass civil unrest. That's why they're doing all this.
Absolutely. I'm going to say this very slowly for everyone. I know most of you know this, but we've got to get this out to everybody. I'm going to say it very slowly. In all the training manuals, the targets, the preparation, the target is law-abiding citizens. The government is preparing for a Soviet-style purge of the American people. This is a red-level emergency. The government is evil. ProPure is introducing Pro One. All of your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. This is the Pro One by ProPure. You wanted it, you got it. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters to just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It cuts out the acid derivative of fluoride. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gates, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. This is a revolution against the tyrants. They love putting the toxic acid base of fluoride into your water. They love the fact that it's an adjuvant supercharging the trace Prozac in the water and the hormones and the other chemicals. By cutting out fluoride, you cut out the turbocharger in all the poison being artificially introduced into your body. This is what I use. It's a win-win. You get a high-quality product at the lowest price. You support the InfoWar. Get your ProPure with the new Pro One filter today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139. I want to get your view as listeners on the giant arms buildup, the memos going out to veterans to turn their guns in, the DHS memo saying they want total gun confiscation, the billions of rounds of ammo, the paper targets, the training manuals that gun owners, conservatives, libertarians are the enemy. I mean, this is like 1918 Russia. And if we follow the orders of this illegitimate criminal government, it's over. I mean, they are really horrible people. They plan on fully gutting this country. Toll-free number to join us, 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. Paul, last week we aired part of a video, we'll play some more of it in a moment, with the Air Force showing a drone flying over and launching little drones that land on your power line and spy on you. Well, that's what the smart meters already do. You just pay to have them put on the side of your house illegally. The boldness of this takeover, but it's accelerating for the collapse. I mean, does the system really think some drones and some spy systems? People, it's not going to matter spying and having intel on people when they hate your guts and know you're a foreign occupier. It doesn't matter. I mean, I get these calls about, oh my gosh, the military will get us. The military, we've already woke them up. The globalists couldn't hold Baghdad with 100,000 troops. I'm sick of this. I mean, we'd have to be the most cowardly, pathetic people in the world to keep putting up with all this. But then I see the general public watching the Oscars and sucking their thumbs. I mean, it's quite a spectacle. Go ahead.
Well, I guess the people who matter, Alex, aren't going to turn their guns in because they're not the people sucking their thumbs, are they? I mean, those people in Katrina, a lot of them turned their guns in, so it's whether people are delusional enough to believe the lie that it's for their safety, which is what they're going to be told. But you mentioned 1918 Russia. I put out an article on Friday with a Russian communist propaganda poster from 1918 where it says, "Comrades, turn your guns in," which of course is a chilling resemblance to the Dianne Feinstein quote. But I've noticed in the aftermath of your appearance on Piers Morgan, there's been this kind of meme on behalf of gun control advocates and statists saying, and they've completely taken over the Google search results in this, saying, Hitler never took the guns, Stalin never took the guns. They're trying to literally rewrite history to claim that tyrannical, barbaric regimes in history did not engage in
I saw your
control.
article. And Salon and CNN, they've got the top links along with Nazi groups saying Hitler didn't take guns. Well, technically, Weimar Republic had gun restrictions on the books. Then Hitler selectively enforced them. It is a load of crap that Hitler didn't take guns, not just in Germany, but all over occupied areas. And yes, you have all the liberal sites that are really authoritarians going, no one ever took guns for authoritarianism. Absolute complete bull.
Well, Nazi weapons law, November 11, 1938, prohibited the Jews, quote, from acquiring, possessing and carrying firearms and ammunition. That's a direct quote from Hitler's law. So yeah, he took existing gun control laws, tightened them to a draconian level, and then put people in prison and killed them if they violated those laws. And then you had the Warsaw Ghetto, of course, which was only unsuccessful because the Jews did not have an adequate access to firearms. And in fact, Goebbels wrote in his diary after the fact, quote, "This just shows what you can expect from Jews if they lay hands on weapons." And then you look at, as he said,
No.
Russia.
Salon and CNN and the Daily Beast, Hitler didn't take any guns. He was a nice guy. Come on. Man, now you're going to say Hitler was bad, Paul? I mean, you are a right-wing extremist. Why don't you agree with Time Magazine that Hitler didn't take any guns?
And Stalin was a nice fellow as well, apparently.
Oh, well, hey, let me show the article. Here it is. Communist propaganda poster, comrades turn in your weapons, and it's on record they took the guns, but that doesn't exist because CNN says so. Okay? Okay.
And in this article, I cite history books written by noted historians, and they talk about Stalin. In 1918, the communist government banned private ownership of firearms. First, it was registration, then they banned them. The punishment was 6 months in prison. Then Stalin comes along later. The punishment for possession of firearms by a private citizen who is not a Communist Party member is death. So to claim that Stalin, and of course Stalin's model was mimicked in China and Cambodia, same result, gun confiscation, mass genocide.
No. There's no drones either. Paul, it's like ABC News when they were here. They said nobody's calling for world government. And I showed them the clips, and they said that's a different world government. Everything's fine, Paul. Come on.
And the shooting targets put out by the DHS contractor were all fake. They never existed.
It's ridiculous, the propaganda.
But, you know, you're Bill Hicks, I'm a lizard. That's documented. That's important to discuss.
Oh, and it is entertaining. Keep it coming. More, please. No, seriously, in closing here, and I'm going to play a clip from this Air Force training video and then play a clip from Ted Nugent with us yesterday when he called in, and then we're going to go to your phone calls ahead of Mike Adams coming in studio. There's some type of diversion on the road, so maybe a little bit late, but Mike Adams breaking news coming up as well. In closing, I just want to say this, folks, support us. I want to finish the new studios. I want to do the satellite uplinks. I've got a bunch of money I got to spend. And the more money comes into our operation, the more we can fight. And is there any place out there hitting the globalist harder every day than Infowars.com? Yeah, DrudgeReport.com. And thank God they're carrying some of our news and helping magnify that as well. But when it comes to really fighting the globalists, we're the best there is. And we need your support. And we're able now to force this news out to get the other big talk show hosts to cover it. We're having major breakthroughs right now. So whether it's a ball cap, a camouflage, Don't Tread on Me, Infowars.com, or an Obama Joker shirt, or a Don't Tread on Me shirt, or a Come and Take It shirt with the Second Amendment written in it, buy water filters, you name it, at InfoWarsStore.com. That's InfoWarsStore.com, or call toll-free 888-253-3139, 888-253-3139, and click on all our sponsors at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com and try to support those sponsors. We have a ton of ads on the website just because it's an old format. We're going to try to change that down the road. There's more news on the side and stuff. But try to click on the sponsors themselves and support them, because there's so much I want to do. I mean, there's just so much. If we have the capital, we can do. But and I know how bad the economy is as well. I know they're really trying to squeeze people out there. So those of you that do have worth, those of you, financial worth, those of you that do have the extra capital, you should be buying from us books, videos, materials, and giving them to others. Even if you're totally awake, you should be buying the Alex Jones Everything Special 20-something films. You should be getting all the other books and videos, the high-quality water filters, all of it, because not only do you get a great deal, you support the transmission and spread the word about the show as well. Paul Watson, anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it, Alex. Subscribe to PrisonPlanet.tv.
Absolutely. PrisonPlanet.tv. You get 11 memberships for $5.95 a month now, so you can give it to 11 people who can simultaneously log in at one time. It's really more than that. And PrisonPlanet.tv is exploding because of that system we've launched. It's all about reaching more people. So become a mega subscriber. I mean, go get one membership and give it to your friends and family on username, passcode. Boom, PrisonPlanet.tv. All right, thank you, Paul Watson.
Thank you.
Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.